They say rain, sleet, or snow, but the heat, that's a different beast. And it's not just regular heat. We're talking about extreme humidity that makes your whole body sweat almost instantly. Whew.
I'm so upset. I just went to take my dog on a walk and I walked by the Postal Service van and there is people standing outside, people yelling, and this man is passed out in the van. And as I keep going around the building, I come back and like someone's like, they already called the ambulance, they're already on the way. I come around again and they are trying to resuscitate this man. I think this man has passed on. What in the world is going on with the U.S. Postal Service?
By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of why this is a serious issue and how it could affect the delivery of your letters and packages during this summer season. First of all, imagine walking 8 to 10 miles every day. Now, add a scorching 110-degree heat index while driving an outdated delivery truck with no AC, and a mandate to keep pushing, even if you pass out. Check this out.
It's numbers driven, data driven. You've got this much mail, you have these many deliveries, you've got this much time to do it. And the heat doesn't play a factor into it. So if you're not making their numbers or their projections, then the fear of discipline is real. It is being issued to them.
Trust me, it's not just uncomfortable, this is fatal. This summer, the heat isn't just breaking records, it's breaking people. In June alone, 2 postal workers collapsed and died while delivering mail in unbearable temperatures. Did you see this? Jacob Taylor, age 51 in Dallas with an ongoing investigation, which they hoping it wasn't heat related, and Dan Workman, age 59 in Colorado. Their stories are more than just headlines, they are warnings. And what's more alarming is that this isn't a new thing. Just last year, Eugene Gates Jr. collapsed on his route in 100+ degree weather. That man died delivering mail in conditions that should have had every route pulled for the day. Of course, that'll never happen. But anyways, at that time, OSHA launched an investigation, and what they found was exactly what most carriers already know in their hearts. Management had falsified heat training records. Yep, they claimed that carriers had been trained to recognize and respond to heat exhaustion, but many workers reported they never got any training at all. If you've ever had such training, I'm interested to know down in the comments. Let us know. So, OSHA cited USPS under the General Duty Clause, saying they exposed employees to the recognized hazard of high outdoor heat. In plain English, USPS knew it was deadly and they did nothing about it. They didn't monitor carriers, they didn't offer extra breaks, they didn't even have a real plan. Does your office mention heat safety in the morning? And is that little message in the scanner enough? Drink more water today, or whatever it says.
You don't mean that shit. You just running your mouth like you always do.
But USPS, of course, denied wrongdoing and appealed the case. But how do you explain the same thing happening again and again? Jacob Taylor, Dan Workman, and countless other carriers who didn't die but came close. And Eugene's story isn't rare, it's just the one that made the headlines. And until something changes from the top down, every hot day is a gamble for the people keeping this country moving. And sadly, these unfortunate deaths won't be the last because this is a system issue. And when these carriers collapse on your porch, it ain't just from the sun, it's from a culture that values scanned packages and saving time over, well, the people who are on the streets making it all happen. Inside Edition rented a mail truck and took it for a ride a while ago, and this is what they found.
Inside Edition rented a mail truck to experience firsthand what letter carriers endure. The thermometer outside registered 97 degrees, but inside it was much hotter.
I've been in this truck for under 10 minutes. I'm already sweltering. These are like tin ovens with no insulation. It's 105 degrees in here.
Yep, 105 degrees. I'm literally dripping with sweat.
Even driving with the window down makes almost no difference. There's virtually no movement of air inside this vehicle.
That's so true, man. But the wild part is, new mail trucks are coming with air conditioning, right? But let's be real, they've been promising that since 2016. While some routes might get relief this year, thousands of carriers will still be in the old LLVs with metal roofs that turn into hot ovens before 10 o'clock. And let's not forget, it's a different kind of heat in the South, especially Texas. If you live in Texas, what the heat look like down there? And you know what I hear from carriers every day? I feel like I'm gonna die out here. My body hurting. I ain't gonna be here next year. I ain't coming in tomorrow. And y'all know call outs be so crazy in the summertime. And you know what? This isn't really just USPS though. This is how the system treats the people it depends on. They call us essential, but offer us terrible working conditions.
Just kind of piggybacking on Rachel's questions, you mentioned that most delivery vehicles are not equipped with air conditioning. I'm wondering what procedures are in place for cooling mail carriers who work from their vehicles along the route.
There are zero procedures for cooling inside vehicles that do not have air conditioners. They are fitted with, I guess, what is about a 6 to 8 inch fan that's mounted on the dash that blows hot air but really doesn't do anything to cool the vehicle. So in the old fleet of customized vehicles, the ones that you've seen for 25 or 30 years that we are in the process of replacing, there is no measured vehicles.
You can't mail a man's life back to his family once he passes on a route. But we can demand changes before more lives are lost. And to be honest, in the summertime, a vehicle without AC should be a safety issue. And when a truck is unsafe, it should not be driven. Brian Renfro said this:
If the American people's mail and packages are to be protected, the people who deliver them must first be better protected. I urge this subcommittee and all of Congress to do everything in their power to work with us to mitigate these risks by passing the Bipartisan Protect Our Letter Carriers Act, which has been introduced in both the House and the Senate earlier this year.
So the next time you see a mail carrier drenched in sweat, dragging their bag like it weighs 1,000 pounds, don't just say, "Stay cool," or "Is it hot enough for you?" Encourage them and show some love. We deliver to a lot more homes than the ones in your neighborhood. And let me say this up front. Hydration isn't enough no more. Not when the pavement melting under your boots and your uniform is soaked in sweat and the only breeze you get is when you have your door open, which is a safety issue, by the way. If you're an outsider, you probably don't know that mail carriers can't even have the truck door open while we drive. And in their defense, carriers have been injured from falling out of a moving mail truck with the door open. I honestly can't even tell you what's worse out of the two. You be the judge. But this summer is no joke.
I don't want to hear none of y'all complaining about y'all job. And the post office got us out here. I think it's supposed to be 105 degrees. The humidity. I ain't looking forward to this bullshit today, man. It's already hot in the station. The air is f***ed up. It's already hot, bro. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot.
And if you're a mail carrier, you already know it feels like we're walking straight into a furnace 6 days a week. So I'm gonna tell y'all what I do when I go out and deliver mail, okay? I think I stay as cool as I possibly can. But I'm gonna start with something simple, but it's highly overlooked. The pre-hydration. This guy, Matt, said it best.
If you can continue to drink water throughout the week on a regular basis, you're going to be hydrated normally. Nutrition is important, rest. Those three are the biggest three components. This specific one holds 24 ounces. You have an on-off switch here. Off is to the bottom and on is to the up. And then basically, whenever you get thirsty, you can put it to your mouth and stay hydrated that way.
Most people wait until they're thirsty. That's a mistake. If you're not drinking 20 to 30 ounces of water before you clock in, you already lost. And no, that Monster Energy drink or the Red Bull, that don't count. You need electrolytes. That means adding a salt packet or a hydration mix to your water like Liquid IV. I know y'all seen them in Walgreens, or even just a Gatorade powder to your morning water bottle. I start my day off eating watermelon or any fruit that contains mostly water. That helps me out a lot. Look at what you wear. Cotton may breathe, but it does hold sweat. What you need is moisture wicking gear, like some tech shirts under your uniform, cooling sleeves, and if you can, a cooling towel around your neck. Drape it wet across your arteries, and it'll give you 20-30 minutes of relief. Freeze a couple of them and rotate them in and out. And please, having a cooler filled with ice is a must. I can't stress that enough. And if you want to get serious, bossy,
Y'all, the heat getting real. They don't want to give me nothing with no air in it. So guess what? I'm making my own air. I got fans every well.
invest in a small rechargeable neck fan, maybe a few of them, because Amazon got them for under $20. Is it perfect? No. But in a mail truck with no AC or on the street with no shade, it could be the difference between being dizzy and being focused. Some of my coworkers have standalone rechargeable fans too, and they blow. And pace yourself. The pressure to deliver fast is real, I get it. But listen, a scanned package isn't worth your life. Take the shade when you can. Walk slower when the sun is at its peak. Management will threaten numbers, but remember, they can't replace you if you're doing your job. And if you collapse, trust me, they're gonna get somebody else to run their route. So you have to be your own advocate. And eat lightly, because heavy food makes your body work harder. Eat you a banana, some trail mix, watermelon like me if you got some. You know, that's fuel that cools you instead of cooking you from the inside. And honestly, that may be one of the most important tips. Don't eat a double cheeseburger or a big, hot, heavy burrito, because you're gonna regret that. Now, here goes another little small thing you can do. Bring some extra socks and rotate them out, because dry feet equal cooler steps. It sounds small, but it works. And while you're at it, bring an extra t-shirt, bring some towels, put them in your bag, swap them in and out, because dry keeps you cool, all right? Wet means struggle. And let me say this part loud and clear. If you feel lightheaded, nauseous, or your skin just stops sweating, you need to stop, because that's heat exhaustion. And if you ignore it, you could be unconscious in minutes. That's how we lost our brothers Eugene and Jacob Taylor. That's why they didn't make it home. This ain't about weakness though, it's about wisdom. The USPS may not prioritize this, but you can and you should. But man, the sun's coming in hard this year. But we can be smarter, tougher, and more prepared, because at the end of the day, we don't just deliver mail, we deliver through extremely tough situations at times. And if you made it through to the end of this video, drop a comment for your fellow coworkers. How do you deal with the heat? And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, bro. Check out the merch store, and if you need money, BMG Money got your back. The link is down in the description. And guys, stay cool until next time.